ಹಾಯ್ ಹಲೋ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ನೀಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಡಿಯರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಇಂದಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಜ್ಯುಯೇಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ 6 to 8 ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಪೇಪರ್ 2 ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಒನ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂದರೆ 3 ಅಂಕದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು, 4 ಅಂಕದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು, 3 marks and 4 marks ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿದಾವೆ, ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಉತ್ತರಗಳು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ದಿ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೋಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. It is related to model question paper which is released by department. Here is the first question. What were the causes for the decline of the Portuguese? So ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ 10th standard history ಅಡ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಲೆಸನ್ ಇಂದ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಉತ್ತರ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ದ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ monopoly over the trade with India for almost a century and their power declined with the arrival of English and French in India. With this, Dutch broke the monopoly of Portuguese in India. The Portuguese and Dutch had withdrawn from India, unable to withstand the competition from French and English by 18th century. So these are the points for the answer of decline of the Portuguese. So okay, let's move on to next question, dear friends. So here is the question. Explain the town planning of Harappa civilization. So this question which is comes from the 8th standard history civilizations of India. From this lesson it is question covered. Okay, what is the answer for this question? The lower town in the low lying area of the city was place of habitation of the people. It was constructed in a very methodical manner, systematically laid out houses, roads and drains can be seen here. Almost every person lived in either one or two stored house. The houses were built of bricks and had strong walls. There were rooms all around the courtyard inside. The main door faced the street. None of the windows opened onto the streets. There were bathrooms in the houses. Some houses had wells which supplied water. So these are the points answer for the question. So let's move on to next question, dear friends. So here is the question. Mention the eightfold paths of Gautama Buddha. So friends, this question it is from the 8th standard history Jainism and Buddhism. The lesson name called as Jainism and Buddhism. So answer for this question. The eightfold paths are right to action, right to speech, right to vision, right to livelihood, right to effort, right to recollection, right to resolve, right to thought. So this is about the answer for the question. So let's move on to next question. What were the administrative reforms of Alauddin Khilji? So this question it is from the 9th standard history medieval India and political transition. So once go through the textbook. So answer for this question. Here is the answer. Administrative reforms of Alauddin Khilji. Alauddin Khilji implemented various reforms in the administration. He abolished religious endowments, inams like gifts, lands and subsidy. An efficient intelligence network was established by him. He prohibited alcohol, drugs and dice game. He banned association formation among his sardars, their socialization with general public and marriage among the elite class people. During his time, the farmers with minor land holdings and also big landlords had to pay taxes. He appointed revenue officials to collect the fixed taxes from the farmers. So these are the points for the answers. Okay, let's move on to next question, dear friends. Here is the next question. List out the principles propagated by Ramanujacharya. So this question it is from the 9th standard history part, belongs to the lesson religious promoter and social reformers. So let's come to the answer for this question. His philosophy is called as Visishtadvaita. According to this philosophy, Jiva means life and Prakriti like nature are under the control of Brahma. Both Atma and Paramatma cannot become one simultaneously. He said that word is the expressed manifestation of Brahma and word is a reality. In order to achieve mukti or salvation, bhakti and prapatti, complete surrenderance of God, are important. Ramanujacharya criticized the caste system and preached his teachings to all. He taught them to stay away from desires and surrendered themselves to the will of God with complete devotion. Like this, he advocated bhakti path for moksha. So this is the answer. So let's move on to next question. So next question, like this, what are the functions of Union Public Service Commission? Friends, this question, it is from the 8th standard political science lesson name called as public administration. So let's come to the answer for this question. Functions of the Union Public Service Commission. The commission functions under the Article 320 of the Constitution and following are the functions: conducting exams for the recruitment of Group A and B officers of central government, conducting interviews for direct recruitment, advising the central government on issues related to promotion and transfer, advising government on initiation of disciplinary actions against erring government employees, on the direction of the president, advising the government any needed issues. So these are the points for the answer. Let's move on to next question. So next question, here it is friends. Mention the qualifications required to become a member of Rajya Sabha. So this is the question that is from the 9th standard political science union government. So answer for this question. Qualifications required to become a member of Rajya Sabha: should be a citizen of India, should not be less than 30 years of age, should not have been punished under the law, should not have been declared to be a person of unsound mind by a court of law, should possess the qualifications specified from time to time by the parliament. So these are the points. Let's move on to next question. What are the major aims of Indian foreign policy? So this is the question that is from 10th standard political science, the lesson name called as Indian foreign policy. So here is the answer. The major aims of Indian foreign policy are national security, enriching national economy, spreading the cultural richness of our country in other countries by increasing the number of friendly countries and check the power of enemy countries, achieving world peace and coexistence. So let's move on to next question. Here is the next question. Mention the major forms of social stratification. So dear friends, this is the question that is from 10th standard sociology, the lesson name called as social stratification. So the answer for this, the major forms of social stratification: primitive society, slavery, estate system, Varna system, caste system. So these are the points. Friends, move on to next question. Mention the salient features of nuclear family. So this is the question from 9th standard sociology, the lesson name called as family. So here are the following are the salient features of nuclear families: small in size, simple social control, more freedom to the members, favor modern technology, complexity. So next move on to question. Culture and society are the two faces of the same coin. Justify this statement. So this is the question that is from the 8th standard sociology, the lesson name called as culture. Answer for this question. Culture and society are the two faces of the same coin. The social world of humans consists of various societies with numerous human relationships. Culture and society are the two faces of the same coin. Culture makes human beings different from other animals. Social controls define the human behavior. Individuals in a society have membership in various social institutions. Every institution regulates the behavior of the individual through its cultural tools. For example, our interactions with elders are guided by culture prevalent in our families and society. So this is the answer, and let's move on to next question. So here is the next question, dear friends. How can we overcome by the scarcity of natural resources? So this is the question that is from 9th standard economics, natural resources. Answer for this question: the scarcity can be overcome by exploration and discovery of new sources of resources, discovering substitutes and alternatives like solar and wind power in the place of coal power, ethanol in the place of diesel, plastic furnitures in the place of wooden furniture, etc. Increasing the efficiency of resource use, machines that consume less resources like 4-stroke engine in the place of 2-stroke engine oil. Next point, government policies to regulate overuse of resources and pollution, and educating the people about conservation of resources and less polluting ways of doing everyday activities. So this is about the answers. So let's move on to next question, dear friends. What are the unique features of labor? So this is the question from 10th standard sociology, the lesson name called as labor. So here are some of the unique features of labor are: it cannot be separated from the laborer. It cannot be accumulated. Its supply varies over a time. It is less mobile. It differs in efficiency. So these are the points. So let's move on to next question. Women self-help groups are supportive to women empowerment. Justify. Friends, this is the question from the 10th standard economics, the lesson name called as rural development. Answer for this question: women self-help groups have been created in all villages in the rural sector. These have been playing a significant role in organizing poor rural women and making them financially independent. Members of these groups can avail of loans easily and engage in productive activities. These associations have been successful in mobilizing savings and in repayment of loans. Through the self-help groups, alert women are able to get rid of social evils like child marriage, dowry, caste system, superstitions, exploitation of women and children. They are able to contribute towards building a clean and progressive society. So these are the points. So let's move on to next question. What are the advantages of opening a bank account? So friends, this is the question that is from 10th standard business studies, banking transaction. That is the lesson name, banking transaction. So answer for this question: advantages of opening bank account. Bank account facilitates safe custody of money. Bank account helps in making payments. Bank account helps in collection of money. Bank account holders get advances and loans. Bank account helps in smooth financial transactions. Bank account holders can get safe deposit locker facility. Let's move on to next question. What is the need for decision making? So this is the question from 9th standard business study. That's a lesson name called as management of business. So dear friends, answer for this question: need for decision making process. Each business organization has its own goals and objectives. In order to achieve these objectives and goals in business organization has to take decision. There are a number of choices available even in a small matter. Suppose a businessman has to transport goods. He has to take decision about the mode of transportation, whether to send the goods through a truck, tempo, train or by air. He has to choose one among the several alternatives, and that alternative should be best suited and economical. It is based on the decision which the businessman has taken. Thus, the decision making plays a very significant role in the business. So, these are the points for the answer. So, let's move on to next question. What are the financial institutions which to provide finance to business organization? So dear friends, this is the question that is from 9th standard business study, the lesson name called as financial management. So answer for this question, Industrial Financial Corporation of India called as IFCI, State Finance Corporation of Corporations, so that is SFCS, Industrial Development Bank of India called as IDBI, Export and Import Bank called as Exim Bank, Scheduled and Commercial Banks, Cooperative Banks. So let's move on to next question. What are the types of earthquakes? Dear friends, so this is the question that is from 8th standard Geography, the lesson name called as lithosphere. Answer, primary waves, secondary waves, surface waves. Primary waves are also known as longitudinal or comprehensional waves. These are the fastest earthquake waves and the first waves to reach the surface. They can pass through solid, liquid and gaseous matters. Secondary waves are also known as transverse distortional waves. These waves cannot pass through the liquids. They reach the epicenter after the primary waves. Surface waves. Surface waves are also called as long waves. They are the slowest earthquake waves but responsible for the highest destruction of the surface of the earth. So let's move on to next question. Dear friends, question number 69. Explain the importance of agriculture. Friends, this question we can get the answer from 9th standard as well as 10th standard. In 9th standard, the lesson name called as Land Resources of Karnataka, whereas 10th standard Indian Land Resources. From both the lessons you will get the answer for this question. So let's come to the what is the answer for this question. Importance. Agriculture is one of the ancient primary occupations of Karnataka as well as you can put it as India. It is the main source of livelihood for many. It is the backbone of our states as well as India's economy. Economic progress depends on agriculture. Agriculture provides employment to people. It also provides for the food for the people and raw materials to the industries. It is a source of revenue to the state as well as country and to earn foreign exchange. Coffee, silk, spices, tobacco, cotton, etc. are the agricultural products which are exported. Agriculture helps in the development of terrestrial occupations like transport, banking, insurance, etc. It plays an important role in the political and social systems of the state or country. So these are the points. So let's move on to question number 70. Write a note on Damodar Valley project. So dear friends, so this is the question that is from 10th standard Geography part, the lesson name called as Indian Water Resources. So answer for this, Damodar Valley project is the first multi-purpose river valley project of the country. It has been designed on the lines of Tennessee Valley Authority in a USA. River Damodar Valley called Sorrow of Bengal because it was causing devastating floods during the rainy seasons and damaged crops of human settlements. So main aims of the project are to control floods, to provide irrigation, navigation, generation of hydroelectricity, afforestation, control of soil erosion, promotion of mining, industries and inland fishing. So these are the total 3 marks, 20 questions and answers. So let's move on to next question. So that is 4 marks question. So with that is as the part of they have to be write it in a 40 words. 40 words total 10 questions. 10 questions. Among that question number 71. So let's come to the question number 71. Here it is the question. Explain the impact of the British education in India. Friends, this is the question that is from 10th standard history. Impact of British rule in India. From this lesson, this question you can going to be get it. Okay, answer for this question. The impact of British education in India. Indians could develop modernity, secularism, democratic attitudes and rationality along with nationalistic ideals. Impetus was received for the local literature and languages. This facilitated a unity in thinking process among the educated class. Radicals started emerging. These scrutinized the policies and working of the government, which in return enabled the Indians to have critical opinions in various issues. New social and religious reformation movements emerged. The thoughts of thinkers like J.S. Mill, Rousseau and Montesquieu brought fresh thinking in the mind of educated youth of India. The freedom struggles that were taking place across the globe influenced the Indians also. Indians could understand and appreciate the rich tradition. So this is about the answers. Dear friends, let's move on to next question. What are the important aspects of Brahmo Samaj? Friends, this is the question from 10th standard history, social, religious reformation movements. So answer for this question, the important aspects of Brahmo Samaj were advocated monotheism, opposed meaningless rituals, every person should live with dignity and no law or ritual should violate this provision. Brahmo Samaj intended to assure equality to women by opposing polygamy. It advocated for a share in property to honor dignity of life of widow. It also opposed child marriage. Brahmo Samaj declared that one can take good things from anywhere. It also declared that Upanishads and Vedas also advocated these principles. He was open to receive good thoughts even from the West. He gave importance to English education. So these are the points. So let's move on to next question. Here is the next question, question number 73. 1857 revolt failed. Why? Dear friends, so this is the question from 10th standard history, first war of Indian independence. So answer for this question, reasons for the failure of the mutiny. The first war of Indian independence failed due to various reasons. It did not cover every part of India. It was mainly concentrated on the issues of the rights of kings and queens rather than liberation of the country. As it was not planned mutiny, there were many unexpected results. The unity among the British and disunity among the Indian soldiers resulted in its failure. The mutiny lacked direction and leadership. The soldiers also lacked discipline and organizing skills. The Indian soldiers lacked military strategies, planning capabilities and soldiering skills. The freedom fighters lacked a definite aim. Many of Indian kings extended their loyalties to the British and did not support the freedom fighters. The plundering and other crimes committed by the Sipahis made them to lose the faith of common people. So these are the points for the answer. So let's move on to next question. So next question, explain the organization of the Indian Red Cross Society. Dear friends, so this is the question from the 9th standard political science, the lesson name called as Defense of the Nation. So answer for this question, Red Cross Society is both a national and international organization. In India, 1920 Indian Parliament passed the bill and establishment of this organization. The Indian Red Cross is a humanitarian voluntary organization and has nearly 700 branches across the state and union territories. The headquarters are in New Delhi. The Indian President is its chairman and governor in the state branch. A Secretary General is its administrative officer. It has an administrative body consisting of 19 members and a secretary. The president nominates 6 members, whereas the remaining 12 members are elected from the state and union territories. The Red Cross Society renders valuable service to the people during natural calamities and other emergencies without any discrimination. It helps sick people and those wounded on the battlefield. The organization believes in 7 fundamental principles: humanity, impartiality, neutrality, independence, voluntary work, oneness, internationalism. So these are the points for the answer. So let's move on to next question. Explain the formation of Security Council. Dear friends, so this is the question that is from 10th standard political science. So name called as International Institutions. This is the lesson. So once go through it, that lesson. So here is the answer for this question. United Nations Organization Security Council. This institution is like the cabinet of UNO and it's the most influential body of the organization. It has 15 members nations, among them France, USA, UK, France, Russia and China are the 5 permanent members. The remaining 10 members are elected by the General Assembly for a period of 2 years. These 10 members represents the various geographical areas of the earth. Every member has one vote to exercise, but the approval of all the permanent members is a must for any decision to become operational. India is also trying to achieve permanent member status. The Security Council strives to solve global problems peacefully. If there is a need, it deploys UN peacekeeping force to maintain peace and order. It also selects the judge of International Court of Justice and also suggests the nomination of Secretary General for UN. So these are the points for the answer. Let's move on to next question. What are the reasons for child labor? Dear friends, this is the question from 10th standard sociology, the lesson name called as social problems. Answer for this question: the reasons for child labor. Lack of social environment that honors and protects child rights is the main reason for child labor. Child marriage, human trafficking of children, the greedy owners who strives for less wages and more work is the reason for child labor. Due to agricultural crisis resulting out of drought and other reasons leads to the migration of families to urban centers, and children end up working in hotels, firecrackers, manufacturing units and other dangerous sectors which fall under unorganized sector. Failure to implement compulsory and universal education has resulted in non-availability of children to all children. This has further increased the participation of children in labor. Failure to implement Land Reforms Act and Minimum Wages Act properly has resulted in poor financial conditions of the families. So these are the points for the answers. So let's move on to next question. Question number 77. The study of economics is very important for the individual as well as to the society. Justify. Dear friends, this is the question from the 8th standard economics, introduction to economics. The lesson name called as introduction to economics. Let's come to the answer for this question. Importance of the study of economics. The study of economics is very important for individual as well as the society. Recognize the scarcity of resources against the unlimited ones, prioritizing the use of resources and identifying more important and less important. Economize, that means save, on the use of resources and search for more efficient ways of using the resources. Engage in economic activity to support family as well as the country. Contribute the government's revenue and assists it in discharge of its development welfare programs. Understand socio-economic problems of the country like poverty, unemployment, inflation, etc. and try to provide solutions to the same and suggest better policies and better ways of implementing policies for bringing about desired growth and development of the country. So these are the points for the answer. Let's move on to question number 78. List out the characteristics relating to bank transactions. Dear friends, this is the question from the 10th standard part business studies and the lesson name called as banking transactions. So answer for this question, characteristics of the banks. Dealing with the money. Banks are financial institutions which deal with money of the public. Individual, firm or company. Bank may be a person, firm or a company. Banking company means the institution that deals with money. Acceptance of deposits. Banks accept deposits from the public. These deposits are returned whenever the customers demand it or after a prescribed period. Banks provide security to those deposits. Banks act as custodian of the deposits of the public. Lending loans. Banks advance loans to the individual sector, agricultural sector, education, house construction and for other purposes. Payment and withdrawal. Banks facilitate the customers to withdraw their deposits in the form of checks or drafts. Checks or drafts. Agency and utility services. Banks provide various banking facilities to its customers. They include general utility services and agency services. Profit and service orientation. A bank is a profit seeking institution having service oriented approach. Ever increasing functions. Bank continuously expand and diversify their functions, services and activities. Connecting link. Banks act as connecting link between the depositors and borrowers. Banks collect surplus money of the customers and lend the same to those who are in need of money. Banking business. So the main activity of the bank is banking business, that is accepting deposits from the customers and lending the same to those who need money. It is not a subsidiary to any other business. Name identity. Banks always add bank to their names. Example like Kannada Bank, Vijaya Bank, Corporation Bank, State Bank of India, State Bank of Mysore, etc. It enables the customers to know in which bank they are dealing with money. So these are the points for the answer. So let's move on to next question, question number 79. Mention the causes and the effects of cyclones. Dear friends, so this is the question that is from 10th standard geography part, Indian natural disasters. So this is the lesson. Okay, let's come to the what are the causes and effects of the cyclones. Causes. The most ideal conditions for the origin and development of tropical cyclones are high temperature, calm air and highly saturated air. These conditions result in the development of low pressure center like a depression. Relative high pressure provides around the low pressure, so the winds blow spirally inwards the center and low pressure causing cyclones. Such conditions are found in tropical zone, especially over the seas. And the effects for cyclones. Tropical cyclones are very destructive to causes loss of life and property, damage to the buildings, transports and communication system, disrupt power supply, destroy crops, vegetation, animals, etc. And the last question, question number 80. Write a note on paper industry in Karnataka. Dear friends, this is the question from 9th standard geography, the lesson name called as Industries of Karnataka. So paper industry. Paper of a great importance in the modern world. It is essential for education, printing, newspapers, for a propagation of culture. It is a forest based industry. Bamboo, wood pulp, grass, bagasse, cloth rags and waste are used as raw materials for the manufacturing of paper. The first paper mill, Mysuru Paper Mill Limited, was established in 1936 at Bhadravati. Later, a private company, West Coast Paper Mill, was started at Dandeli. Bamboo, eucalyptus tree, pulp from nearby forest, water from Kali River and electricity from Jog are supplied to this mill. There are some more paper mills at Nanjanagudu, Krishnarajanagara, Satyagala, Mundagod, Munirabad, Yediyuru and Bengaluru. Karnataka ranks 4th in the production of paper in our Karnataka. Karnataka produces 3.6 lakh tons of the paper products per year. So this is about the answer for this question. So this is about the descriptive of 3 marks and 4 marks questions, dear friends. In case if you're having any doubts, you can comment in the comment box. I will try to solve your doubts. And I will come back with the next video with the previous year question paper. I mean 2017 question paper. So until, keep watching my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next session. Bye-bye. Take care.